Now we have all our PyPoint data reference attribute templates set up with substitution parameters and with the necessary tag attributes to be able to create new tags from AF with the correct configuration. And I stated that this would make adding new elements to our system easier because we can already have all of our tags filled in as soon as we create the new elements. So let's see how that might work in the eventuality that a zone 4 is added to our building. They've made an addition and we have a new HVAC zone with its own affiliated equipment. So first let's go and check our SQL table. Looks like they've gone through and made the necessary entries for this equipment table on the SQL side. So if you remember, we can go to this HVAC equipment table and right click and refresh, and you can see that the new rows are automatically added to our table. And then we'll just need to make an adjustment for the zone areas. We've been told that zone 4 has an area of 5,000 square feet. We'll add that. Go ahead and check all those table changes in. And let's go back to our elements view. Now here we have a few choices. I go through and do each element one by one based on templates by right clicking and adding new elements based on templates and building out a new structure like this for zone 4 that has a zone 4 and blower, chiller, and heater for zone 4. Also, if I wanted to, we could right click, copy, and then just go up to elements and right click and paste. Now another method that I'd like to show you is a way to do copy and paste doing drag and drop within the browser of PySystem Explorer. So here if I go and I click on zone 3 and I hold down the control key and then drag and drop onto the elements and release. And make sure you release the mouse button before you release the control key or you won't get the expected behavior. I'll discuss some other options later. And you see that our new zone 4 element gets created. And because the numbering is correct for zone 4, we get our area updated correctly. And we have our temperature and thermostat setting tags. Now these were already pre-configured on the data archive. Maybe during the testing phase of putting in the new HVAC system, these tags were created. But since we have our substitution parameters in place for our zone template, we can go find those tags automatically as soon as we create the new zone element. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the equipment for zone 4. Now here we didn't get the nice automatic numbering, but we can easily go through and update these. And let's take a look at our attributes. So we can see that our equipment code and equipment type, manufacturer, all these table lookups are working correctly based on our equipment type and so forth. Now the only thing we do notice is that none of our PyPoint data references are working. They all say point not found. And that's because these tags haven't been created yet on our server. But because we took the time to go through and specify all of our tag configuration attributes here, if I want, I can click on one of these and select the creator update PyPoint. And we see that I now have a point created for this, and as soon as the interface picks up this new tag, it should start sending data to it. I don't have to do them one at a time. I can click on a whole element and do creator update reference, and it goes through and it does all of them. Or I could even click on the parent element and it's going to go through and do all the child elements as well. You can see we're still getting point created for these, so it might take a little time for the interface to pick up these new tags. So we've had some time elapse. Go ahead and refresh, and we can now see that our tags here are pulling in some data. So by having everything built into our AF template, we can easily build out our new zone with all of its affiliated equipment, have all of its tags built directly from AF. And we can also see how this will greatly simplify expansion of client tool usage to the new zone. So if we go back to our process book where we had our zone monitoring element relative display, and we have our original 3 zones here that we were looking at. I can simply go up to my AF search, redo my search for zones, and now zone 4 will appear, and I can add it right in. And I should be able to see the data for it just like I do with all the other zones. So it's quite simple to add new assets to an element relative display, report, or core site display. So by having everything we need built into the template with appropriate substitution parameters, we can very rapidly build out our hierarchy and expand the use of our client tools.